Hello there folks, my name is Great Mighty Poe, and welcome to part 1 of Nightreign solo Duchess. Let's go change character. Oh, got through I pretty quickly, still got the final part of that uploading, it's taking its sweet time, but yeah, got Duchess. Really cool character Duchess, so let's go have a look at the codex and we can talk about Duchess. Awesome. So, Duchess, virtuous thief and stepdaughter of the Viscount. Her ability to swiftly escape anyone's grasp with ease earned her the title of Duchess. The Duchess's high dexterity and intelligence allow her to fight with combinations of sorceries and weapons, and she has a preference for daggers. And she's got a C in HP, so that's the same as I. She's got a B in FP, so slightly more FP to deal with. Only a D in stamina, so she doesn't actually have much stamina. I think that's, yeah, worse than the recluse. But she does have a passive that makes so her stamina cost for dodging is lessened. So, yeah. That's why she's good with faster weapons, because they consume less stamina, versus the larger weapons which consume a lot of stamina, because she doesn't have much stamina. So, yeah. Obviously with her stat spread, she had to make sacrifices in one field to be able to have her stats in other fields, so... She has a D in strength, so obviously, yeah, once again, her strength weapon is not going to do much for her. And then a B in dexterity and a B in faith, so these are sort of her, yeah, you can use them, they're okay, they'll work. You won't see me using faith too much, but dexterity will mostly be for her daggers. But her main damage stat is actually intelligence. Obviously not as high as Recluse with that S scaling, but it is higher than the Revenant's B scaling. So she does have an A in intelligence, so she very much is a spellblade, so you're going to be wanting to find a staff pretty quickly to get some good damage out of her. She also has that C in arcane. One thing to note about the arcane is there's actually not much difference between them. Like, I think I has 13 arcane? From level 1 to level 15, it will always be 13 arcane. And the highest is Executor, with that S scaling, is only 28 arcane. And I will mention that I is the second highest arcane, so yeah, not much arcane, but it's enough for wanting those status procs. So, yeah. And then we have her abilities. So, passive ability is Magnificent Poise. Attack and dodge optimally, dodging repeatedly when necessary. Reduces stamina consumption from attacks and evasive actions. Allows up to 2 consecutive evasive actions. So you can dodge a bit more. So spam dodging with Duchess actually kind of works a bit better. Then her character skill, which is a really powerful skill. This feels like it should have been her ult, but I think they need to make it a little bit stronger to be her ult, because it is very much, I think, balanced to be a skill. But her character skill is Restage. So staged reprisal of recent occurrences to damage nearby foes. Damage to phantoms affects original. This skill can be used at any time. So I didn't know that second part there actually, that you can hit the phantom as well and that'll also damage the original. I didn't know that part because I don't tend to hit the phantom, so yeah. But you just use this and any damage the enemy's taken, like for the past few seconds, gets repeated on them. This includes stance damage. So you can get poise breaks with Duchess, even using those fast weapons. And it also includes Orcs build-up, so that arcane stat doesn't really matter too much with her, because you can just restage and they'll get more bleed build-up or whatever. And yeah, you can even restage those procs, so you can have double bleed procs. Although I think restage does reduce the damage, so it's only 1% of the damage goes through with restage. But it's really strong. That's what makes her a really good DPS character. And then her ultimate is Finale, so obscure self and surrounding allies to hide from foes. Enemies lose track of the caster, wandering aimlessly, or becoming prone to leaving themselves vulnerable. So you use this, you and your allies just become invisible. Even to bosses, it is incredibly strong. If you are having a rough moment during the boss fight, you could just pop this, back off and heal, and then come back in with a strong attack. And it's really good. Doesn't tell you how long it lasts, but it does last a, decent wee while for what it is. So it is actually a really solid skill. Cool. So let's go over to the sparring grounds, and we'll take a look at her kit. So obviously she starts with a dagger. Doesn't start with any casting tools, unfortunately, but she does start with the dagger. And we do have her, you know, standard combos, so... You can see that there's that final slash in there, it's hard to tell. There's the final slash. It's hard to tell though, because her R1 chain just keep fluidly going. Really well. So that's her R1 chain one-handed. You won't see me two-handing her dagger too often, because the two-handed chain I find is a little bit worse. I love the R2s. Charge it. A useful combo, by the way, is the running R2 into an R1. So the running R1 is just a simple double slash. You can see her dodge. You can see that double dodge. So just a short wee dodge, but if you double it, she goes a lot further with the second. Also, that's her backsteps, which are really cool. Those have iframes, so they are really, really useful for dodging stuff like... I see people doing that against Barbarian Hunter, just to style on them. It's really fun. But yeah, you'll see me quite often running in with an R2, and then following up with an R1 to get back in. It's a pretty good combo. I guess it's two-hand now, so... So, yeah. Once again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 6-hit combo on the R1s. I like how she uses her dagger holding it backwards. I know some, well, since I was involved in the modding community, and I still kind of am a little bit, I know some modders who really like Duchess's animations because it gives us a bunch of animations to use a dagger backwards, which we didn't really have many to do for that, so yeah, lots of good animations for using weapons backwards. Right, running R1, running R2, so it's got the same flip. But you can see it doesn't seem to give as much range on the R1, which is why I tend to do that. Why I tend to one-hand it, because it tends to hit a bit better. Other reason I two-hand is if the enemy's got a shield, and I can't get behind them for whatever reason. That's just gonna use with like a buckler, or some kind of like gauntlet, like mini buckler thing, like a fold-out shield thing would have been kind of cool for her. Oh yes, and hang on. So, you can kind of see that we've got a pretty good dagger moveset, which is why she's really good with daggers. And I guess we can show off restage now. We also have the Asher War for this dagger, which is just a simple buff. Gives you a nice magic buff. You can see the restage, doing some more damage on them. And best way to show off my ult, let's get this guy out. So let's show those backsteps. I'm really terrible at doing them, because I'm used to having the stick. But yeah, you do have iframes on your backsteps. And then if I'm in danger and I want to get away, I can do that. You can see, he doesn't know where I am. Meaning I can get behind him. Get a backstab. You can hit them once, and they tend not to know where you are. So you can see, he knows that I was there, so he'll attack where I was, but he didn't know. So I'm gonna just slap him, and he'll attack where I was, but he doesn't really know where I am. So I can get that backstab pretty easily. And allows me to get out of danger really easily as well. Awesome. And we'll take a look at our armaments that we do have available. So there are quite a number of daggers. There is no legendary dagger, but there is a few purple daggers. So we've got all our whites, so there's only 4 of these. Obviously Duchess's dagger. Let's pull up the info for that. So you can see it is a S-scaling dex weapon. That is what makes the dex weapons actually work really well for her, is they do have really good scaling. So even though she doesn't have the best dexterity, since they scale so well, that small amount of dex gets put onto them pretty damn well. A dagger carried by the Duchess, known to symbolise the virtue of her family. Though she was not born into a adopted house, she was welcomed into it with open arms. And though unrelated by blood, the nobility and righteousness of her clan took root within her heart. And then we've got the dagger. So you can see all of the scaling on these, all dexterity. Some of them have a little bit of extra scaling, but they're all S-scaling dex weapons. So you got your whites, the Duchess dagger, the regular dagger, the parrying dagger, and then the great knife. Great knife being the best of those just because it has bleed. Then you got your blues, so the Misericord, the bloodstained dagger, the Erdsteel dagger, the Wakizashi, the Celebrant sickle, and the ivory sickle. So you can see the ivory sickle does have a little tiny bit of intelligence scaling because it has a little bit of magic damage, 50-50 on that. And the Erdsteel dagger is got that little bit of face scaling, but it is just pure physical. And you got the bleed build up on the bloodstained dagger. Misericord, you can see it has the 140 crit. So you can see almost the daggers have 130, 110, so they have higher crits. But Misericord goes even higher, up to 140. So if you want to do crits, Misericord is really good for that. And then Crystal Knife also has that D for a little bit of magic damage as well. Not as much as the Ivory Sickle though. You can see slightly different for those two. And then we've got our purples. So we've got the Scorpion Stinger, the Cincadea, the Glintstone Kriss, the Reduvia, the Blade of Calling, and the Black Knife. So Scorpion Stinger, really solid rock weapon. I will use this a lot if I do happen to get it. It is very good because rot is just very good. Cincadea is just a really solid weapon. Just really good base damage. Like if I compare, you can see 71 versus 87. Despite, you know, being essentially the same minus the rot. I guess you can look and see like 72 versus 87. Like, yeah, just good solid damage. I think also it's got a higher guarded damage negation by looks of it as well. Although you don't want it to be guarding for dagger. Glintstone Kriss, so you can see like in base Elden Ring this would have had a lot more intelligence scaling. But yeah, no, it is just... You can see like what I mean by the scalings for different classes. Like daggers are a dex scaling class, so you simplified everything down so you just can pick up stuff and use it. So yeah. But yeah, that's got that A dexterity, that D intelligence. It's got really good magic damage with actually lower physical than magic, which is actually interesting to see. Reduvia, obviously the bleed monster, still got that scaling arcane, but still just a dex weapon. And you got Blade of Calling and Black Knife. These are very similar. So you can see the Blade of Calling has higher physical, and the Black Knife has higher holy. So that's the big difference between them. Obviously, the Ash of War for the Black Knife is its unique skill. So yeah, Blade of Death, and then Blade of Gold. So Blade of Death is just really solid. Fairly sure Repeating Thrust, Quick Step, and Glintstone Dart aren't their fixed skills on these ones. I'm fairly sure Reduvia, Blade of Calling, and Black Knife will always have their skills because they are unique. Because that is Reduvia, Bloodblade, not Bloodblade. So, yeah. Got a few options for daggers, which is really good. So yeah, that's all the daggers. So I guess what we need to look at next is our staves, because yeah, that does matter for us as well. So you can see there is a lot of staves. So these are all going to show the same spells. Well, mostly. The first spell is always fixed, but that second spell will be random. So we won't see Recluse's staff, but we will maybe see the Astrologer staff. They'll have Glintstone Pebble, and then some other spell. This one is Glintstone Arc, but yeah, you can see Astrologer staff, Glintstone staff, Academy Glintstone staff, and Digger staff, as well as Demi-Human Queen staff. They're all the starter staffs that we could just find randomly. They're the whites. We've got the blues, the Carrion Glintstone, the Carrion Glint Blade, the Albinauric, the Staff of Loss, the Galmir Glintstone Staff, the Crystal Staff, the Rotten Crystal Staff, and the Staff of the Guilty. Then we've got 4 purples, so we've got Azur's Glintstone Staff, Lusette's Glintstone Staff, the Meteorite Staff, and the Prince of Death Staff. And then the one legendary that Duchess really has access to, the Carian Regal Scepter with Power of the Full Moon, which casting spells dispels incoming sorceries and incantations, using their power to retaliate with Glint Blades. So you get Carian Retaliation on your spells when this is equipped, which is really good. So, yeah. Obviously, it will always have Renala's Full Moon, but it will have something else potentially. So I've seen, you know, Ancient Death Rancor or Stars of Ruin or stuff like that on this, and it's really good. But yeah, so you can see, like, mostly Glintstone Pebble on these, with Shadow Earth on Digger Staff, something a bit different, and then Carian Glintstone Staff is one that I will look for, just because of Carian Slicer. Carian Slicer is the GOAT. Everyone loves that. I love it a lot as well. Carian Glint Blade with Magic Glint Blade, Albinauric Staff with Glintstone Pebble. Staff of Loss has Night Comet by default, which Night Comet isn't as strong as it was in Eldring, in my opinion. So I don't tend to use this too often. My dad's banging around there. Galmir Glintstone Staff does have Magma Shot if we're looking for some fire damage. Crystal Staff is one you will see me use a lot, as well as the Rotten Crystal Staff, because Shattering Crystal is a shotgun, and I do like shotguns. It's really, really solid. You won't really use Staff the Guilty too much. Brides of Punishment's okay. Having a bit of bleed is okay, but it does damage you, from what I remember. So, yeah, wounds the caster, so a little bit risky. Commodore Zur, you won't see me use this one, most likely. It's good on Recluse because of her skill, because she can get the FP back while using it, so it's really solid. But on Duchess with her limited FP pool, not as good. Stars of Ruin on Lusette's. I don't really like Stars of Ruin personally. I find it quite weak for how much FP it consumes. But it is a solid staff, so yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that this staff in base ER increased your cast speed, and this one increased the power of sorceries at the cost of more FP consumed, but I don't think they do that currently. Meteorite Staff with Gravity Well. Gravity Well is really good, as well as the other one, Collapsing Stars. If you see those are really solid spells. Prince of Death Staff with Rancor Call. Prince of Death Staff is another really solid one that I will hope to pick up. Rancor Call is just really good. Ancient Death Rancor even better. And obviously Renala's Full Moon. It's a moon spell, big damage. Has the added benefit of making it so that you do more magic damage against things. So, yeah. I guess I can take a look at, you know, there are a lot of sorceries. And I will talk about ones I pick up when I get them, which ones are good, which ones are bad. But most of them are usable. They did a really solid job balancing all the spells, so they all sort of feel like they're okay. Except for Night Maiden's Mist. Night Maiden's Mist is kind of shitty. But yeah, there's plenty of spells here, and, you know, I haven't managed to find Tibia Summons before. I don't know how that's actually, if that's good or bad, but hey, we'll find out. Right, I've rambled for quite a bit of time now, 20 minutes, so I think I'd actually better get going on an expedition with Duchess. First things first, let's take a look at what we can do for relics. Oh, I didn't want to save a preset. Let's sort by size, and I didn't want to save the preset. Let's filter by Duchess, just so I can see. Nope. Oh, there is a green Duchess. What do we got? Improved character skill attack power. Okay, we'll go for that then. And then let's reset that, just so we can then see. I think we'll do Night of the Miasma or Night of the Wise. We could do both of those, actually. Whatever one is leftmost will determine, but if there was a conflict between these, but there's not actually. I can have Poison and Chilling Mist, which is really good. Yeah, I don't think I need any of those. I can have just both Night of Miasma, Night of the Wise, and the Grand Tranquil Scene for Duchess. Lovely. Right, 20 minutes of me blabbing about Duchess. Let's actually go fight Gladius. Obviously, he is weak to Holy, so yeah. And I'm just gonna pop away for a second. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, right, where were we? I had to help my dad with some cleaning. Map, let's have a look. So, looks like we're coming into this location here. And we got a church there, and a church down here. Also, I see Libra in his normal spot down there. One thing we need to actually, you know, look about doing this particular run is Sorcerer Towers. So we got one there, and we got one down here as well. There's to be at least a couple of these on the map. So, yeah. We'll have to, I guess, go... Yes, this cathedral here, or this fort. And we got the church there, and we got the church there, so... We can either go this way for these two churches, or we can go this way for the Sorcerer Tower, the two cathedrals along the way, potential getting an Everjail key, and also Libra, plus another church, plus another Sorcerer's Rise. So I think I'm going to go this way. That's my thought process. Is that a Blackblade Kindred? Holy shit. And yeah, a dagger's looking pretty cracked with poison and frostbite. So, well, it'll have frostbite once we use the Ash of War. And looks like we've got this camp. God damn. You can see I managed with the restage to get poison to proc there. So, yeah, restage. Really good. Proof notification at low HP, sure. But if I get low HP with Duchess, I've made a mistake. And a stone sword key! Yippee! Awesome. So yeah, I see a scarab there, that's our next stop. And I'll head over to Sorcerer Tower, get that done, and then go do the cathedral. Oh, these scarabs can't be poisoned. Raises holy attack, but no. I don't want lowered physical negation on a character like Duchess. I am good. I will die a lot already. Duchess is a character I did struggle with on my solo runs. Think it was I got one defeat on her? Improved fire attack power, plus my talons, or successful guarding. Okay, no, I'm good on both of those. If there was a decent faith buff there, I might have took it. Okay, nothing there. And it is the fake door. Boop. And you'll see me running through these crates. Because I need these. In these crates at the bottom of these towers is always Starlight Shards. So I will always pick those up when I'm playing as Duchess, Recluse, or Revenant. Recluse doesn't need them quite so much because her skill does give her back FP, but hey. We do have a Magic Iron Cleaver with improved fire attack power and gravitas. But the Rotten Crystal Staff that has Shattering Crystal and Great Stone Shard, yep. Can't use it currently because I'm not level 3, but we'll just put it there anyway. And let's stop by up here. See if there's a chest here, and there's not. Bugger. Okay. What one is this? This looks like it's probably demi-human, so golem? Nope, it's mausoleum. Okay. Do. Improved chain attack finishes, exalted flesh. I'm all good. We got the CL Surgery Flame, Black Flame, improved attack power and two-handing. Meh. Improved charge attacks with Dragon Maw. I'm gonna take that one in case I get the Dragon Communion thingy. That could be useful. Oh, hang on. I need to do this. Gonna two-hand for a bit, get the backstab, then do a restage. Don't know if I can poison or frostbite this fella, we'll find out. It did not seem like I could get any Orcs fix to go off on him. Hey, Crystal Knife! Or Spiked Club. I mean, do I think it's worth upgrading over my dagger? It does have Crackblade. But I could also just upgrade my current dagger and have Poison and Frostbite. Like, it's a difficult choice. I'm gonna keep a hold of it for now, and we'll see. Also, the rot on the Rotten Crystal Staff, which I cannot take a look at, that only applies on melee attacks, which I'm fairly sure the only way to do a melee attack with a staff is that. Jumpatus. So, not very useful, I will say. I'm gonna pop down here and see if there's any scarabs. I don't see any. Whee! Oh, there's a corpse up here, by the way. I don't know if it ever gives anything good, but there's a corpse up here. Gave me improved attack power and two-handed Uchi Katana. Oh, the fucking skills. Ooh. Okay. That's gonna be my weapon, I think, potentially. That is holy, so... There's Smithing Stone 1, okay. Oh, looks like the circle is actually gonna be nice to me for a change. What the fuck? Why is it being nice? What does it mean? So you can see that, yeah, as Duchess, I do have a bit of an inventory problem. So I won't pick up the stone sword key because I don't think I'll be able to actually hold it. So I'm gonna bother checking. Immutable shield, taking damage restores FP. Lightning spear, golden vow, improved lightning attack power. That's a pretty decent one. Right, go shotgun. Restage that shit. You can see, like, yeah, FP is a little bit of an issue. With the multiple periodics, man. If I was just using a dagger, then I would consider that. I could use that Holy Fist weapon with this on my back and just forgo using magic this particular run. Nah, I'll take the improved guard breaking. I'm gonna get rid of this finger seal. It's fine. I need 12,000 to level, which I do not have. Okay. Oh, this is a Leonine camp. Oh, very nice. Billy, don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. You sit on that bed and you go to fucking sleep. You were good 2 seconds ago. This is a good use for the ult, is I can just run through this camp. No problem. Oof. Oh, come on! What is that health? That is bullshit. Yes, hello, Billy. You're not as adorable as you think you are. Let's upgrade our Duchess dagger. Let's see. Yes, I'll want to purchase a small pouch. But what else do we have? Oh, the ornamental straight swords. Ooh, those would be actually really good on Duchess. I actually kind of want those. 42,000. I'll keep those in mind. Thank you, merchant. I will definitely be picking those up from you. And yeah, you can see it is worse damage, but I have poison and chilling mist, which is a lot better. But I think I'm going to be getting rid of this for those, for the ornamental straight swords anyway, so yeah. Oh god, he vanished for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Fucking ghost misbegotten. Oh my god, Clean Rotten Knight's Cold Sword. I've used this before, it's really good. Taking damage restores FP. No, you're not as adorable as you think you are. I'm gonna keep telling you that until you learn to shut up and leave me alone while I'm recording. Oh, improved guard counters on my character that I'm gonna not use a shield on. Fantastic. Since I've got my eye on a weapon now, I guess Stones became a little bit easier. Hello, Dragonkin Soldier! You can see the Dragonkin Soldier has the thing where he will take a bit less damage. Well, it's a bit slower to hit through him than on other enemies. There we go. Very easy though. Like, Duchess does not suffer for damage at all. The HP restoration might actually be pretty good on Duchess. Oh no! To you too! Shut up! Going over here because I can see a little horned devil man. Great dexterity. A powerful weapon. Or hold death at bay.
I have your measure. It is done.
So what I have done is I have refocused my stats towards dexterity. I might just pause for a second. I'm going to grab something to show you guys real quick. Ooh, sudden change to spreadsheets. I'll probably just scared the shit out of some people. But this is the actual numbers behind Duchess's stats. So you can see her listed values and what the numbers actually are. So you can see that Duchess, her dexterity only gets up to 41. But her intelligence gets up to 42. So you can see there's not much difference between those. But then if we look at this here on Reddit, we have, I wish to have great strength, we wish to have great dexterity. That's the one we're looking for. So we can see the change to our stats on this, and can I just have Dusty Image without the text at the bottom? There we go, thank you. But you can see that at level 12, which will be the soft cap, essentially, you can see how that, hasn't changed much. We're going to have 65 dexterity instead of the 40. We're only going to have 2 int, 2 faith, and 2 arcane, so we're going to lose out on them, but that's okay, because the swords I'm planning to use are dex swords. My endurance will be 21 and my vigor will be 39 at level 12. I look at Duchess, I can see I'm actually going to have a little bit more health, and I'm going to actually have more endurance as well by the looks of it. Yep, a little bit more endurance as well. So, it's actually a good deal for me to take at the time, because I know the numbers. I really wish, this is sort of the problem with Nightreign, is it's not numbers focused, but it helps to know the numbers for knowing these Libra deals. Like, knowing that, oh, this dexterity deal is actually pretty good, depending on what you've picked up, is actually quite nice. The arcane one is also quite nice. The strength one is also quite nice. Like, they're all really good, because they shift your character's stats to a fixed amount. So this is what our stats will be, compared to what they would have been. So, yeah. Helpful. Let me switch back to Game capture. There we go. Sorry about the jump scare. So my staff is now completely useless. It has the improved chain attack finishes, but yeah, okay. I'm just gonna do that. Another Sacred Scorpion. I'm all good. Elf Lion is after me. Actually. Duchess has no change to Power Stance Dagger moveset, so it's just an objectively worse moveset for her. Varay's Bouquet, Serpent Hunter, or Improved Stance Breaking. If I had the one for Improved Arcane, Varay's Bouquet might actually have been good, but I don't know how good it actually scales with Arcane. I imagine if it would actually scale really well with Arcane. Okay. Yeah, I guess we need to get to the Merchant as soon as possible to get our weapons, because we're going to be sticking with those. So we'll head to the castle, because there's a merchant over here. I guess this is sort of a showcase of a bit of a different one for Duchess as well, where I've sort of reattuned my stats and I'm showing the dexterity side of things a little bit differently. And the rains are coming. That's got improved holy attack power, so I actually want to keep that. Attack up when wielding two armors. I don't know if this applies to these paired weapons, but I'll keep it anyway. Magnet Candlestick, improved magic attack power. I don't need that. I will purchase that Winding Grace. I'm not going to need the Starlight Shards now. Now all I need to do is reach level 7. Which should not be too bad. I should be able to get that D2 and be able to use those weapons. I can get my weapons. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there and that there. Just to use the stats effects. So they're not going to be doing the best because I got rid of my Arcane, obviously. But, oh well. It's still decent damage. Plus a chance to proc a stats effect is good. So, I'm just going straight here because there's nothing else for me to do. Day 2, I'll definitely head for these churches. That's definitely the plan. That's right, I gotta go down. It does put me on the outside, but I always forget what side I'm going to end up on, so I always forget exactly where I'm meant to go. I'm only going to get a couple levels, I think. Oh, just the one? Aw, sad. But still, 2 more levels, and we can have a weapon that'll be really good against the final boss. Will go really well with our changed up stats. And it's also just a really solid weapon overall, because it has a buff on it. Not much else I can do except just sit here and wait. I was thinking, this is like weird on Duchess, but I'm like, no, it's just on my screen, there's a bit of food. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, still got quite a bit to get to here, actually. Oh, I gotta get up. Okay. It is demi-humans, obviously. We are fighting Gladius, so demi-humans will be night 1. 99.99% of the time, it feels like. I think you can also get Elima night 1. I think as if you see some depraved perfumers and stuff like that. I think we still get those as status procs pretty well, even with the Gutted Arcane. So it's like I would say, even though Executor is the arcane character, it doesn't really matter too much, because no one really gets high arcane anyway, and it's good enough. So this is why the numbers seem to not matter as much, is simply because, well, it seems like arcane doesn't matter nearly as much, and it still just works. Holy shit, he came out of nowhere to do that. Taking out the demi-human queen. Where's the swordman? Yeah, he's very weak. So I went down once, but hey, that's okay. Critical hits restore FP. That would have been really useful if I was still using spells. And I will actually take that, because I will be maybe using the Ash of War a little bit. So, yeah. Awesome. Can use the ornamental straight swords. So these are a paired weapon. And they have a buff, which gives you very cool archers. And yeah, that's plus 22 holy damage. So yeah, there are 100 and something holy damage, so they're pretty damn solid. And because they are a straight sword, they are a dex weapon. I'm fairly sure. I think straight swords might be more quality based, but it's not much of a difference. So. Oh, I could have had the clip blades now. God damn. I feel really stupid now. Oh hey, there's 2 really easy bosses there, which I'm gonna ignore because I know how this game goes. But yeah, our first church is right here. Whee! And then our second church is down here. Who's over here? There's a formidable over here, but whomst? Ulcerated. Oh, okay. I might not actually take that on. Maybe the thrust and counterattack would have actually been good. Because this does have... Oh my god, Winksword Insignia. Hell's fucking yeah. Use that dodging to get the hell away. God damn, this buff lasts forever. Oh my god, we got a stance break. Hit the crit, because why not? Get my FP back. Yeah. Holy shit. Bloody Hellas. Rotten Staff? Man, if I had the one for, the one for... God, I'm trying to remember. I wish to have great strength, then I could have used that. That's always really funny, is the, like, now that I sort of know the stats behind them, and it's like, oh, it's a fixed stat thing, and it's like, it's not plus or minus certain things. I'm like, oh, okay, it's actually really good. And I'm more likely to use it now because I understand what it's doing. I feel like in the Codex, there should have been some, like, Libra explanation after your first encounter with Libra. You should get, like, an explanation of Libra and his deals. Because it does feel a little bit like they're not really well explained. There's a lot of stuff like that in Nightreign, and it sort of goes back to FromSoft's philosophy. It's not to handhold the player, but yeah, the deals are really, really solid. But you just don't know it. Raw Medallion. You know, I'll leave it right there. Actually, I can do guard counters, can't I? I guess we can head back to Castle, see what's in there, see what's going on. No reason not to. Could also take on some of the greater bosses. There's one there with the Blackblade Kindred, and there's one down here, but I think Castle will probably give us more stuff to do. Because we've kind of already got our weapon, so we're already kind of set. I've always sort of wondered why you end up being force one-handed when using the Spirit Hawk. I believe how the Spirit Hawk works is it's technically a weapon, from what Alfonso was saying. So, yeah, this was this is a weapon, which is sort of a bit strange to think about. But From has some really weird ways of doing things, it has to be said. No! The worst circle placement. Oh, man. I'm not going to do much in Castle because it's going to cut me out of Castle. Oh, that's shitty. That is fucking shitty. Oh, well. Shit happens. Hopefully I can take on Basement Boss, get them done. Oh, and it's Crucies? Man, if I had a parry shield, I'd be kicking their ass. But I don't have a parry shield. No, nothing with parry. I'm getting my fucking buff. You know, wondering why I'm not using my skills, because I find it a bit scary to use sometimes. The whole multiple input thing always scares me. That I'm gonna mess up my dodge input because I'm trying to do something else. Man, Duchess really consumes no stamina on dodging. Like, I've never really had a chance to look at it. But it is nothing! Oof. Well, there's a Cincadea. There's a Pulley Crossbow. Pulley Crossbow actually is pretty solid. Against certain things like Worm Faces and Ancient Dragons, which are, you know, stuff that's susceptible to headshots, this thing will shred through them. It's not a Winding Grace, though! Woo! Oh, my voice is dead. It's fine, though. See you, chump. Oh, Godfrey Icon. I'll take the Blue Feather Branch Sword for some damage negation at low HP. Hey, it's Starlight Shard. Okay. Can't go that way. Ow! You know what? Fuck you. I'm leaving. And none of you are gonna stop me. And I always get a bit freaked out by the invisibility stuff just because of the silent footsteps. It always just unnerves me a little bit for some reason. I'm just so used to there being sounds for footsteps that it's a bit unnerving when there's not. I'm not looking to do the Deathblight Ruin because I don't really want to fight a Wormface, but there is a few field bosses around here that I can take on. Charge sorceries, jump attacks, physical damage negation. Yes, I do have a Stone Sword key left, so may as well go over to the Sever Jail. Well, the chances I get attacked by Godskin Duo here again. Get those little shits out the way because they will follow me. You picked the wrong Everjail, mate. Oh my god, the massive lag spike. The game's like, how did you get hit by that, you fucking idiot? I had no stamina, okay? Fuck you. No jumpies. Take the money. Oh, there's banished knights here. Okay. I've done worse things. God, imagine being just a knight in a camp and just some woman falls out of the air, buffs her swords, and comes and beats the shit out of you. He's like, this is how you use double swords. No, this is how you use a sword. Bitch. Also, like, hang on, I never actually mentioned that the Libra deal had no cost. Like, it rearranges your stats and it's free. Libra is such a homie. Like, he's such a good dude. I'll take more damage negation. Thank you. As long as I get level 12, I am more than happy. Yeah! Level 12. Awesome. She's not that fat, game. Come on. She's really skinny, actually. She needs to eat some more. It's a magma worm. Yeah. soon as I got there. Oh well, we're level 12, so I don't really care. We've got 3 Winding Graces, we've got a holy weapon that we're using. Like, if we have any trouble against Gladius, then it's purely skill issue on my part, so... I don't even care to do the Frost Ruin. Oh, you don't think I've mentioned, but like, since everything has a fixed spot, like, you'll always see churches, sorcerers' rises in the same spots. There's also been small camps show up. So, where we started was a small camp, but there could have been a church or a sorcerer's rise. And then you got the big locations for the major ruins, and it's really interesting that once you learn that you're like, oh, there'll always be a small camp in this spot. But it's not like you ever actually need to go to small camps for anything, aside from potentially Stone Sword keys. I guess I can do this. This was just flame chariots from what I remember. Imagine being a dude in a corpse pile, you get woken up by some woman just running past him at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Get shanked. You know, how is it that the corpses are alive and on fire still? Never understood it. Oh my god, he's right there. He's right beside the merchant? Oh, you idiot. Can you? Thank you. I don't need anything from the merchant though, so I don't know why I'm so excited. I'll take the poise. Literally just like to do to pass the time until I could come here and kill whatever's gonna be here. Scarab, 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 scarab. That would have been pretty good if we were with the original build, but meh. Actually, I feel like I should have my dagger. Yeah, that looks better. We never get Morgott, we always get the Tree Sentinel. And like, I don't mind, but I prefer Morgott, he's such a good boss. There's fucking invisible shit in the way. I'm not going crazy, am I? There. Oh, yep, yep. There's something invisible there that I cannot walk into. Look at this. Thanks, game, for not. Oh my god. Yeah, our damage is kind of filthy. Not gonna lie. Easy pick. Oh, it was there. Just takes a bit of shot. Okay. Oh my god, Billy, you've actually gone to sleep. Fuck yes. Oh man. I should have dodged, not healed. I know exactly what mistake there was. I love how all three heads light up during that. It's really good. There we go. One of them noticed me. Easy peasy. I only went down once, mostly because I was stupid, tried to heal when I should have dodged and then healed. But hey, nice simple Duchess win. Thanks to Libra, honestly. But that's what I like about Nightreign, is I just knew those weapons were S-scaling, so... I don't know if that is scaling. Well, actually, I'll go check when we get back. Man, that is some terrible loot. I'll go check and see what straight swords even are, because I felt like they were quite high scaling. Visual Codex. Oh, they were BB. Okay, yeah, they're quality weapons. I thought they'd be quality weapons. But yeah, BB. And that B dexterity was good enough. Okay, interesting. You see, Coded Sword is one of the unique exceptions. It is an S-scaling faith weapon, but yeah. Tends to be BB, unless there's another stat they could potentially have, in which case they're triple C. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, that was a good fun run. I might try and remember to put the spreadsheets that I got. I need to find the original Reddit one for the character stats. I pulled that one, that was a compilation image I pulled from the Convergence Discord server. I need to find the original Reddit post for the character stats, and I'll post both those Reddit threads in a pinned comment, most likely. Just so if you want to have a gander at them, you can, but you can find them pretty easily as well. So yeah, depending on like what weapons you've picked up and what weapons you know the merchants have for sale, the Libra deals for changing your stats can be really good. Like say you get a legendary and it's, I don't know, Malekith's Black Blade or something like that, like a big heavy strength weapon, and you're playing as Revenant, like, yeah, you can do the funny and use that on her with her base stats, or you might get lucky with Libra and have to deal for great strength. Like, it can be helpful. Particularly, I think, in solo, because in multiplayer, you tend to have multiple different characters going, so it tends to be at least one player who has the stats for a particular weapon. But in solo, those deals are really solid. Sorry, I used to think they were really terrible because I didn't know what they did. But now I know what they do. I think they're really good. That's the fun thing about games like this, is as data gets pulled from the games, it's changes up how we play, and it's really cool. Although Evergel meta can go die in a hole. But yeah, once again, hope you enjoyed the first episode of Duchess. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the beginning, just once again showing off some of the stuff we're going to be using, and the dagger combo and all that stuff. Like, it's normal, just showing all that off, but yeah. Obviously, the other ones will be a bit different, because we'll be doing the spellcaster side of that a little bit more. Won't have Libra every run, obviously, so yeah. But once again, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And yes, that was a threat. Have a good one. Alright, we'll find you and make you have a good one. Take care, guys.